Boris Johnson delivered diluted messages in a press briefing to the nation, where he created barriers in his gestures towards sage experts, a body language expert claims. The Prime Minister addressed the nation in a Downing Street conference alongside Chief Medical Officer Chris Whitty and Chief Scientific Advisor Patrick Vallance. During the briefing, the Prime Minister said the country was at a critical moment in the fight against coronavirus, as Professor Whitty and Sir Patrick Vallance both stressed the UK was currently heading in the wrong direction. During the course of Boris Johnson's address, body language expert Judi James said he appeared in a constant state of rotation, adding one moment his speech was turbo-powered and motivational, and the next he appeared gloomy and regretful. As the Mirror's political correspondent Pippa Crerar questioned the harmony between government and scientists in the battle to stop the spread of coronavirus, Judi said Boris formed a barrier pose at one point. Follow all coronavirus updates on our live blog here, she said. There were also some subtler cues to hint at self-protection and even distraction. His gated hand gestures involved him placing both hands at chest level with the backs of his hands facing the cameras in a form of chest protective barrier ritual. He often then pushed those hands out towards their cameras, as though pushing his audience away. His arms were often crossed on the lectern in another partial barrier, and when Whitty was speaking, Boris even crossed his legs at one point to form a double barrier pose. A leg-judder suggested impatience, and when he put one hand in his pocket he placed yet another distancing gesture between himself and his questioners. Judi also claimed Boris' rapid eye-stutter suggested tension, although said Professor Chris Whitty mirrored this tension in his self-comfort thumb rub as he spoke. The body language expert claimed both men spoke with diluted messages, like the way Whitty said that, if the rules tightened up he would try to follow the new rules. And while Boris at times came across as the Churchillian motivator, performing ritualized combat gestures like air punches and had batons to reassure us it would be okay, there were other signs of defeat and doom and gloom. Judi added, then the next he was full of the signals of doom and gloom, like the steepled eyebrows and puppy dog eyes. With his feet splayed and his hands performing emphatic aerobatics, he looked like a man in charge of his subject 1 minute, but then came a large sigh of what sounded like partial defeat after he told us we will get through this as. The Mirror's Pippa Crerar questioned the scientists on any concerns they may have and the government's response to our rise in infection rates. Sir Patrick Vallance responded, it's very clear rates are going up, and we don't have this under control, and the increase in some areas are of concern and will lead to further problems. The decisions that need to be made are clearly very difficult, and none of them are risk-free, and all come with some cost, and that human cost